This fall, Bill Cosby returns to television with something new, own unique style.
You gonna be in there long?
Norton Furniture is here for you. Now, seriously, if you can't get credit in my store, you can't get credit anywhere. My name is Mark, and you can count on it.
540, join.
Join the fun. All have some.
Blow it up now, give it a whack. Turn up the fun with Balzac. Hit it.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show.
Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn how we do. Hey.
They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip and pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you Red Fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a Matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch. I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make you bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Low-Down on TSWS Gaming. I'm Loke7, and joining me as always are these fine gentlemen, Mr. Ham Solo 05 and Mr. Matt Likes Games. Ham, you can go first. How you doing? What you been playing? Ham?
Muted. He's disappeared.
Oh my God. All right. Matt,
Yeah.
how you doing? What you been playing?
Oh shit. I've been playing Death Stranding 2. I literally just turned it on. I honestly probably would have played it through the show just to like make random deliveries.
Yeah.
But
He's Louise.
But I figured I gotta give it a break. But I've been playing a lot of Death Stranding 2. I just saw my time on that. It's like 40 something hours. I've been on it. I've been on that game. Car X Street. I've been playing a lot of that as well. Funny enough, I've been playing Call of Duty World War II. Loved that game last generation, and then they brought it to Game Pass, so now there's like a resurgence of people playing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing that a decent amount. Trying to think if there's anything I'm missing, but I don't believe there. Oh, and I played the new Siege mode and Space Marine with Mike last night.
Okay, new Siege mode. All right, some
Yeah.
Death Stranding. And is Death Stranding Game of the Year contender?
Yes. Absolutely. In fact, like I think the way that the way that the year's going with games right now,
Yeah.
I think there's going to be so many things that deserve to be at the Game Awards. I don't think Yote makes it. I think it'll be Death Stranding. I think they'll pick between one of the two. And I mean, maybe Yote will be incredible. I don't know, but like playing Death Stranding, that should easily be in the running for Game of the Year right now. It's Death Stranding 1, but better in just about every way.
I hope no one clips me, but dollars to donuts, there's no chance Yote is in like contention for Game of the Year. No chance.
Is or isn't? You said.
I'm saying there is no chance that Ghost of Yote is good enough to be a Game of the Year contender.
Well, I only brought that up because a couple, I don't know, months ago at this point, we were talking about what do we think wins or what do we think is nominated for Game of the Year. This was like when Clay Obscure came out, and Clay Obscure was obviously on the list. But it was somebody here, I think it was you, Luke, who said there's no way that Yote won't be there.
Because it's a PlayStation game, right?
Exactly.
I would say, okay, fine. I don't think it deserves to be in the Game of the Year like consideration. From what we've seen, it does not deserve it.
Sure, that's fair. I just think if the whole thing hinges on, hey, we need a PlayStation game in here, the PlayStation game would be Death Stranding. It makes way too
But
much
it's not
sense
a
to be Death Stranding.
PlayStation game though. Like I
It
don't.
is though. It is
I
though because it's
resent.
published by
It's not.
PlayStation.
It's
It
not a
is though.
PlayStation game, dude.
It is.
A PlayStation? No, no, no.
I
A
see the
PlayStation game
PlayStation
is
when I
the
boot it
last
up.
one.
I see the PlayStation stuff and everything. It's PlayStation. It's not made by their first party, if that's what you're saying, which is fair. But it's
And
a
that's what makes a
PlayStation game.
PlayStation game.
No, it's not. Helldivers wasn't made by
Yeah.
first party.
For me, a PlayStation game is made by PlayStation. This business about you collaborate with someone and it's a PlayStation game, that doesn't work for me.
Well,
Because
that's
we
fine.
don't consider it when it happens with Xbox. When it happens with
I
Xbox, people don't say it's an Xbox game. They just say no marketing or whatever with Xbox. Done.
You're right. People do say that, but the
I
fact
agree.
of
I
the
agree.
matter is
Exactly.
both of them are still either an Xbox or PlayStation
Exactly.
game. If they published it, then it's one of theirs.
Take a look at Ninja Gaiden later this year. That is published by Xbox. That game does not happen without Xbox. That is published and paid for by Xbox. Just
So
like
Ninja
that's
Gaiden is an Xbox game.
yeah, when you boot up Ninja Gaiden, that game is only happening because of Xbox. Whether you boot that up on your PlayStation, your PC, your whatever comes to a Switch, whether it's on your Xbox, that game only exists because of Xbox.
Yeah, it doesn't have to you in particular,
Yeah.
but like the fact of the matter is, it is.
It is. And I get what you're saying, Loke. We don't do the same thing for Xbox, and I'm not going to argue that.
And I
because you're
agree
right.
with that. We don't,
But it's like
or people don't.
exactly. But it's like at the end of the day, whether we do that for Xbox or not, it still doesn't change the fact that it is. We can acknowledge it or not acknowledge it, but it is.
All right. All right. Well, I'm back and I'm already taking L's. Welcome in, chat. Appreciate everyone. Ron Slasher says we ain't getting Redfall 2. Listen, it is a sad day. We were all looking forward to Redfall.
Rip.
We're crestfallen. You know, we're brokenhearted. We are depressed because we won't get to play Redfall 2. Moment of silence, everyone. Mike Johnson. What's happening? What's happening? What's crack-a-lacking? Fuzzy says I played about 10 hours of Microsoft Solitaire in the past few days. Fuzzy, stop it. All right?
Damn.
Go and touch grass like Ham did.
Immersion.
Right? Stop it. There is no immersion in Solitaire. Yes.
Feels like I'm playing Solitaire.
Stop it. Guinness says not played Death Stranding 2 yet, but Clear Obscure is miles ahead again. Give me a conversation for me. It's fair enough. Yes,
Sure,
they're easy. I'm back.
that way.
Still no yoga pants, but I'm working on it. I moved provinces. It has been a lot trickier than I thought it would be. I thought I'd just move stuff in, but it's a whole thing that's happening. It's a whole lot more than just moving stuff. Ham knows it's been tricky. It's been tricky. Ray Chi, welcome in. Says Loke came after 3 weeks to gloat on Xbox corpse.
Yeah, it's funny he's here today, right?
Rachie, I came. Anyways,
All over the place.
Right in his
I came to the
jorts.
show. Y'all need to stop with this. I came to the show. Ham, How you doing? What you doing today?
Let's see. I honestly haven't really been playing much. I've been really busy with work and just getting stuff sorted here at home. So I haven't been playing too much. Been playing some Dune. Played a little bit of NBA with Matt, and I mean, I think that's it.
Yeah, you think that's it, right?
I saw
It
you
is.
losing your
It
mind
is
over
it.
Dune.
Yeah.
Is that your game of the year?
It's my favorite game so far this year. Yeah, I guess so.
Even more than Clear Obscure?
Yeah, it's just more of my
Wow.
kind of game.
Your
It's no,
thoughts
it,
on
yeah,
Death
yeah. It's no
Stranding, Joe?
shade to Claire Obscure, but
No, I don't think it's shade. I think it's actually just speaks to
Okay.
how awesome Dune is.
yeah, they already sold over 1 million copies too. So I mean, it's more than me that just thinks this game is awesome. A lot of people.
You don't have to tell us there's other people simping for it, huh? It's fine. We're not judging.
Oh, I mean, there's still people simping for Ark, but I'm not simping for that anymore.
Well, okay. So
Ark
Dune is
broke my heart.
Why? What happened?
Dune replaced Ark for me because Ark, their their development team is just always they're just always saying one thing and doing another, and it's like to the point where they told us that, hey, look out for Ark 2, and they told us that like back in 2020 2021.
I still
And they're
remember
like, and then they're like, we're putting out Ark Survival Ascended. That's an Unreal Engine 5 version of the first Ark. And I was like, cool, I'll play that. That sounds fun. Well, they were really slow on developing that out and getting some of the old maps back. And then some of the new maps, I just wasn't really too excited to repay for some of the stuff. And then they come out with the latest update saying Ark 2 has been sidelined because we're focusing on Ark Survival Ascended. I'm like, you guys are focusing on the remaster and putting 2 to the side. So, like, I'm done with them for a little while. Like,
After getting Vin Diesel in the game?
Until they actually have like a release date and like a proper proper showing of gameplay, I don't want to see anything that has to do with Ark.
Damn, they really stepped in it for you to give up on them.
Yeah. No, I'm not playing. I'm not playing Ark again until 2 is literally giving me like not a year. Don't give me a year. I want a date. I want an actual like May 13th or whatever it is. Like, give me a date, and then 3 months before that date, I'll start preparing to play the newest version. But until then, it can go all the way to the bottom of my what is it called, backlog. It can go all the way to the bottom. I would rather play the DLC to Horizon Forbidden West than play Ark.
God damn. Okay.
And if you know me, that says a lot.
You're upset. Now I know you're upset.
I'm very upset.
That is very bad. This guy.
Yes, Fuzzy Tomato Dune does have a story, and the little story parts that you do can sometimes, I say sometimes, be single player, like things that you have to do all on your own. And there's other things that you can do with partners and stuff like that. The game is built around camaraderie, but you don't need to do the actual story. Which Ark has no story at all, like really, like other than like notes that you find, lore essentially. And now they have some cutscenes, but it's just like super uninteresting to me.
Yeah,
like I just don't even want to talk about Ark anymore. But Dune,
I don't know, bro. We kind of moved on from it, and you took it back right there, so you could bitch some more about Ark. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm done talking. We're done with that all the way. Dune has a story. It's pretty interesting. It's fun. I really enjoy it. It's not like a God of War kind of story where it's like the game moves based on how the story. It's a survival game that has some story aspects to it, and it's pretty good. It's pretty wild. I could actually throw on a little. Actually, let me do that real quick. I'm gonna throw on a little piece of a story that I think that you might find interesting.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna throw this up on the screen real quick. Let me just share my media. I'm gonna need to find it. It'll only take a second for me to find because I know exactly where it's saved on my computer. But we don't need to watch the whole thing. We'll just watch a little bit of what I was rocking with on it. So
and then back to Death Stranding. All right.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. No problem with that at all. Oh, that's screen sharing. I need to put up the media share. Oh, whoops, I hit the wrong button. Where's the media one? Oh, there it is. Found it.
All right.
Bam. So let me get this to the same size as the
Bam,
other
is it
one.
Bam Adebayo or just Bam? Just Bam? All right.
I'm sorry, what?
You said Bam. I was like, is that Bam Adebayo?
So, I mean, the game gets wild. I mean, this is just me getting away. I like the traversal in the game. The traversal is dope.
It's like Superman or something. What is that?
It's me crawling, me getting the hell away from danger.
No, it's when you fly it.
Yeah. That's their God, what are they called in particular? The one I have is called a leap something. I forgot what suppressing.
Okay.
But the story piece I was talking about, I'll do it right after. Yeah, I'm just clipping people. But right here is what I see. This is pretty dope right here. I love flying my horn. I call it a hornet. It's a ornithopter. I don't know why I called it a hornet. It reminds me of the hornet from Halo, I guess.
Anyhow,
but listen to this right here.
My memory's hazy, but somehow we ended up back in the barracks. Last thing I remember is being in his bed, and then nothing. I blacked out entirely. The rest was told to me secondhand. Apparently, we were having a good time. At some point, Gurney wanted to give me a foot rub. Oh, sweet, right? Trooper's feet take so much abuse. But what Gurney didn't know was that I had just escaped from a brutal band of slavers. Slavers that had marked and prepared me as a pleasure thrall. That was their plan, until I ripped the dicks off my first two clients.
SCP was like an indie
that earned me a
game.
wicked beating.
Popular to
Of
some degree,
course,
where
they didn't want to damage the merchandise,
trying to
so they went to
contain
work on my
these
feet.
fucking freak of nature style.
Yeah, you like that, don't you, Loke?
Yeah.
Went to work on them feet right there. I know you heard that.
They didn't want to damage the merchandise, so they went to work on my feet.
Yeah, I bet you like that, Loke, didn't you?
Listen. You can't even get around. You can't even get around without good feet. So, jokes on you. All right.
Jokes on me. Okay. I'll take it. Sure.
I know Matt's got my back, right, Matt?
What?
God damn it, Matt.
Yeah, but they got like pretentious people like this in the game too. It's pretty neat.
I need no introduction. You may tell your chums that you have met a god, for you have been in the presence of Heldebor Desio.
Oh,
the
God.
one and only. Yes, 'tis I. Taste and knowledge are both impeccable. A person can be more than one thing. I myself am a multitude. Listen now to the words of Heldebor Desio.
Yeah, she is
She
very
speaks
full of
about
herself.
in the third person.
Yes, isn't that great?
Oh goodness.
Yeah, but that was just a little bit of the gameplay I wanted to show you. So yeah, there is story and stuff like that within the game. It's a lot of fun. I like it. Oh, Rachie said I can fix her. Oh my goodness.
All
No,
I'll
you
say,
can't. I guess
yeah,
if you got drugs, you can, because she's a drug addict. She's a spice addict.
right, right. Gears Tactics. Ooh, Gears Tactics is nice. Gears Tactics is really nice. It's not exactly XCOM, but it's very nice. It's very nice. So yeah, as far as gaming is concerned, I've been playing. Wow, guys, I've barely been playing games that you guys will be talking about right now. I finally finished because I didn't have internet and whatever. I finally finished Fire Emblem Three Houses. I did my first playthrough. As soon as the credits rolled, I was sure, I was positively sure I'm gonna have to beat this thing another two times, aren't I? It was really good. It was really good. I used to crap on the Fire Emblem games. After my first playthrough, I get the hype. I get the hype, and I'll wait till next year. Then I'll finish another playthrough, and then the year after, I'll finish the third playthrough. It's just that the way I play these RPGs and whatever, I don't know how to play 20 hours and just be satisfied with that. I have to fucking max out all the characters. I have to grind. I have to do all of this. So it's 60 hours plus per campaign that I'm gonna have to put in. And if I decide to finish all the Fire Emblem, like the other two playthroughs on Fire Emblem, I'm not gonna play anything else this year. So yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's not a new game, but oh my god, it is so good. Yes, Richie, it is good. It's very good. Okay, Death Stranding is on here, but that's not the topic. The topic, ladies and gentlemen, the gentlest of men. Xbox is in trouble. Xbox is in trouble. Before we get into the specific topics, Matt, how dead is Xbox in your opinion? Give us a percentage gauge. How dead is Xbox?
Like, how dead is that? I mean, like,
From 0 to 100%, Matt, how dead is Xbox?
call it a solid 10.
It's a solid
10.
10% dead.
I think that's probably too much. But yeah, we'll go with that.
This is not dead at all. It's perfectly fine. It's just got like some hiccups or something.
Yeah, apparently.
All right. All right. Ham, how dead is Xbox?
0%.
Okay. Okay. You know what? It's a good sign.
I feel like this is the wrong question for what you're looking for.
All right. Steer us in the right direction, my good sir.
I feel like your question should probably be how reliable is Xbox right now to people, to like the general populace? How reliable are
I don't know. I feel like they're pretty reliable.
I don't feel like they are. I feel like everything that they've done since pretty much the Xbox One generation has kind of been more of a run on a treadmill than it has been a run outside. Where I don't feel like they've really gone backwards a ton, but I don't feel like they've really gone forwards a ton. Everything that they have good to tell you comes with pretty negative thing soon after. So it's just feels like kind of a purgatory in a way, where it's like, okay, so we're getting another console that's good to look forward to, and all games that are coming to Xbox are coming to Game Pass, and then they're like, oh, let's just get rid of these games that were supposed to come to Game Pass. And it's like, all right, well, what does that mean for the games that are coming out or things that we're looking forward to, you know? So I mean, there's a little bit of that. There's, okay, well, we're going to stop, you know, focusing only on consoles. Hey, but we're coming out with another console. And it's like, what? Wait a second. So it's just like, it's just a constant kind of like, for the customer's sense of hesitation of like, how much am I or should I still be supporting? Like I like I don't really like in some ways I can feel somebody that was like that's looking at, you know, what platform to dive into. See like if they just took current events from the platforms that are available right now outside of PC.
Yeah.
You would see Nintendo just dropped a new console. PlayStation has a Pro. Sure, it's a little expensive, but they just dropped something. And then Xbox, they're like, oh, well, we're dropping something, but it's going to be heavily partnered, which the PlayStation one is too. I mean, technically, all of these platforms are partnered. I mean, Nintendo's with NVIDIA, AMD. I mean, Xbox is with AMD, and PlayStation is also with AMD. But the terminology in which they go to describe themselves are different, at least in between Xbox versus Nintendo and PlayStation. Xbox is very like, we're open to whoever and however. We just want to get it done. We just want people to game, which is cool. I like that. But PlayStation and Nintendo are very much like, this is the product and this is how you will use it, which, I mean, that's fine in its own respects. It's a little bit more walled off, but that's fine. But we know when they say that, it means that they have like everything in mind when it comes to like support, figuring stuff out, you know, getting things done, and just messaging, right? The messaging is there. You buy a PlayStation. If you have any sort of issues with PlayStation, you contact PlayStation. You have a problem with Nintendo, got any issue with Nintendo, you contact Nintendo. And it's probably going to be very similar for an Xbox console, but the wording for it is different because you're going to see like possibly MSI with Xbox, Lenovo with Xbox, Asus with Xbox. You're going to see all these different things, and I mean, then it just feels like a general PC, which is kind of what they're looking for. Not a totally bad thing because Windows is the most used thing, most used OS when it comes to computing in general. But it just goes back to like the whole thought process of what are we doing here, particularly for ourselves, compared to what we're doing for others, right? So like, here's a little bit of what I mean by that. A lot of people say, okay, if you get if you get the next Microsoft thing and you're buying all your games from Steam, what's in it for Microsoft, right? And a lot of people say, yeah, the OS, but like, is that where it stops? Is that where they're, you know, receiving any sort of money, revenue stops, you know, because it's just like, what else are you going to get other than the person that's using the OS there? You're going to hope they get Game Pass, of course. But that's a hope. That's not something that you necessarily need to do. You're going to hope they buy games on the Xbox version of the stores, but that's just hope. That's not something that they have to do. So like, I'm just trying to understand, because it's like they talk like they're out the hardware business, but they're still kind of in it. They're, you know, talking about new games coming to Game Pass. They're getting rid of developers. You know, like, it's just there's a lot of stuff. Just the tree is being shook to its last leaf, and I'm wondering like, what why is the tree being shaken so hard? Like, I guess that's what my question is at the end of the day. Like, what are you guys planning on doing after all of this? Like, I don't get it. There's a lot of people looking forward to Perfect Dark. That was just shown last year. It was just shown a year ago. So it's just, as I was saying, I feel like a lot of people are just not really sure what to like trust, I guess, with it, because you get told one thing and then another thing kind of happens.
Okay. Ham thinks Xbox is not reliable. Matt, do you think Xbox is reliable?
No. I think for the general consumer, no. Kind of for all the reasons Ham just said right there. But yeah, it's tough. It's honestly very tough to sit here and say they're reliable. You kind of really can't.
Okay, let me explain why they're reliable. And Ham, with
Well, I was
his
about to say, and I think
okay,
I know what you're gonna say.
hmm
They're reliable in the sense that you can always count on them to do something that like you can always count on them to fuck something up. You can.
Why you always stealing my thunder, man? Why you always stealing my thunder?
You can count
That was so
on them.
deserved, Loke. That was so deserved.
You know
It's
what?
You were just gonna say something
I-
backhanded. You weren't gonna say anything.
I'm
so happy stole your thunder.
That's the
You
end of the
don't deserve
podcast,
it.
guys. That's it. We're done.
I
We're leaving.
knew.
We'll see you guys on Friday. Fuck it. All right, goodbye.
I knew that's what you were gonna say, and it's not entirely untrue. For as much as I love Xbox and the games they make, and especially now that they have a bunch of RPG studios, they're doing a lot of things I like, and for as much as that's true, there's always something that they can fuck up, and they'll fuck it up. They'll do it. Without fail, they'll find a way to fuck something up. Good vibes after the showcase, fucked. Good vibes earlier this week. Hey, we're getting Halo news in October, fucked. Because
Here's Outer Worlds.
like,
Here's Outer Worlds 2. Fucked. It's $80.
Like, they'll always
Here's
figure
Redfall.
out something
Broken in $70 first game. And shut down studio.
Oh my god.
And I was just talking about that with Loke before the show. Here's Redfall is a perfect example of like this game that comes out that there's hype for. They obviously mismanaged it. They owned up to mismanaging it. And like just when you're like, hey, Xbox acknowledged their wrongdoing. They admitted Phil Spencer admitted, hey, we fucked up on this. That is our bad. And then this, as like a week later, or not a week later, but like a couple months later, it's like, hey, Arcane, get the fuck out. You're done.
Yep.
It's like and you took responsibility for the mismanagement of that project, but ultimately your taking responsibility for that was them getting fucked. Did Matt Booty get fucked for that?
No.
Don't think so.
No.
I don't think he did.
Nope.
It wasn't Matt Booty who got
There
fucked.
was no booty fucking.
Oh my god.
It's just.
Oh my goodness.
They always find a way. They're like when the odds are stacked against them and it looks like everything's going
They're
right.
like Michael Jordan, dude. In the third quarter.
They have to find a way to just fuck something up. They got to get some bad news after good news. There just has to be.
Bro, when PlayStation and Nintendo increased their prices, all Microsoft had to do, all they had to do is shut the hell up and just let it happen. They didn't even have to do anything. They just had to just shut the fuck up and let it happen. And then they were like, no, no, we're also going to increase the prices on this console that almost no one's buying. Yeah, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Oh my god.
Yep.
But anyway, Matt, I'm
Pretty much.
sorry. I'm sorry to ruin it for you, but that's not actually what I was gonna say when I said that that Xbox is actually reliable.
Okay,
Xbox is
sounds good.
reliable, in my opinion, at least. And thanks, Ham, for cutting me off and explaining that the issue with for you is reliability, and then you brought up all these first party games and whatever. For me, Xbox is reliable because of Game Pass. I know that it's not the most popular thing to say, especially with all these conversations about like fanboys and fangirls and whatever. Dude, I'm a gamer. I play video games. I don't play consoles. I really don't. That's why I installed Epic and I play Epic games. I don't give a fuck. I'll play games on Steam. I'll play games on PlayStation. I'll play games on Xbox. And for me, Game Pass, for now, Game Pass is it's a service that you just cannot not have. It makes no sense for you not to have Game Pass. And for me, Game Pass is super reliable. If you just subscribe, if you just get the hell out of here, get out of here. You guys paid a super chat for me to play Dustborn. Get off my nuts. Anyways, with Game Pass, if you go to their Twitter page and you subscribe and then you just ring that bell, every 2 to 3 weeks they're giving you updates about games that are coming in. And yes, they're not Xbox exclusives. They're just games that you can literally go to your Xbox right now, install, and play if you have Game Pass. I don't know what else to say about that. For me, Game Pass alone is reason enough to own and to turn on the box. It's reason enough. I don't care if there's no exclusives from Xbox because with Game Pass, I'm playing in a ungodly amount of games, or I'm playing just one specific game that I'm really into or whatever. So in terms of reliability, Ham, that's where I disagree with you. I don't think Xbox is not reliable in terms of games. I think they are not reliable in terms of first party games. If your thing is about first party, then buy a PlayStation. Actually, I take that back. If your thing is about first
There you
party and exclusives,
No,
then buy.
look, if your thing is to tell me that I'm wrong just so you can figure out a way to say that you're right, then
No,
sure.
no, no. Dude, all I'm saying is I don't see an issue with Xbox right now. When even with all this news about layoffs and whatever, I don't look at it like. Actually, I literally look at it like, okay, how is this affecting me? How it's affecting me is a whole bunch of games got canceled that I wasn't super excited for, and even if I was, there's a ton more coming on Game Pass. That's how I feel about it. I feel about Game Pass the way I feel about like Netflix. Yeah, there's a couple of shows on Netflix that they canceled that I was loving. Suddenly they're not there anymore. But you know what else is on Netflix? A ton more. A ton more. I'm drowning in content from Netflix and Game Pass. And for me, that's reason enough to continue to subscribe and be satisfied. But if the thing is, if my thing is, let me count how many exclusives Netflix has, or let me count how many exclusives Xbox has, that's all right, man. Xbox is dead. It's super dead if that's the angle that I'm looking at. But for me, I don't look at it that way. I always look at it like I want to play video games, and Xbox gives me the lowest barrier of entry. Obviously, PC is my main platform right now, I'll play a Death Stranding maybe on PS. I'll play maybe the next Ghost of Tsushima on PS, but mostly it's PC, and PC also has the PC what's it, PC Game Pass, like angle or app or whatever. So again, I can't find it in me to not look at to look at Xbox and be like super mad. I mean, Copa's gonna Copa. For me, they're reliable. For what I want them to do, they're reliable. All right, let's get into the topic. We've been dancing around this for a while. Xbox Lord Chaos welcome in says, "Yep, because at the end of the day, when I go home and what's it? When I go home and hot the power button on my Series X, it goes right on.
Hit the power button.
Hit, okay. And there's all my games. Yes, all the layoffs sucks, but that doesn't affect me one bit." And since Matt already brought that in, right? What we're discussing in the back room,
Yeah.
I don't really care that much about them layoffs. I'm just being honest.
Like there's certain like the only thing that I don't like is that I was shown something, excited for something, and then it was just like kind of like surprisingly to me personally, because I felt like if they were gonna go out of their way to show, Perfect Dark, that they must really feel good about it, because they didn't have to show that last year. It would have been a great show last year even without Perfect Dark. So the fact that they showed it and I ended up, getting excited about it because it looked good, it just kind of stunk. It was just like, man, that was a big thing. You guys have been talking about that for years. You guys went through all these trials and tribulations with it, seemingly, and you guys seem to have got it back in order, but I guess that wasn't really in order. It was just I don't know why they decided to show us that if they weren't sure. It's just weird. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Everwild thing, I kind of get that. Like you guys have had nothing but hell with that. You guys haven't even shown that for a while, right? So I could understand that, and maybe like another title or something like that, but Perfect Dark kind of hit kind of tough. And yeah, Ron Slusher, I get it. Games get canceled all the time. But that was kind of a big deal to me. That's a whole studio that's getting shut down after that game not even coming out. So, I mean, that's pretty big.
Just gone.
That's where it affects me. Like I said, me and Luke were talking about this before the show, but like that's where it affects me. Like, sure, I'm not happy people lost their job, whatever, but it's like on a personal level, I am affected by that game not existing. Because that to me is like that would be like if next year they canceled Clockwork Revolution and closed an Exile. Because dude, that Perfect Dark was the game of the show for me. Like their last show, that was the game of the show. But and they showed a lot of great shit at that show. But that was the one thing for me. And a year later, they're like, actually, it's canceled. It's canceled. The studio's dead. What?
Remember the South Park meme? It's gone.
It's like I'm just like, dude, how is it canceled? What, like, is what you showed us literally all you had? Was that literally it? Because that's the only way I could see that being canceled. Because if you had a game that was built around what you showed us, I don't know how the fuck you cancel that. I don't know how the fuck you cancel that, dude. Like that to me is baffling. That to me is like, half a turn 10's done. That sucks. But like the thing, just that being canceled, and like Ham said, Everwild is like, dude, I gotta be real. I thought Everwild was canceled already. I've thought that was canceled for like the last couple of years. So when I saw that was canceled, I was like, wait, that wasn't canceled already? All right. But but Perfect Dark, dude, that's the shit that That's the shit that really upset me. Because here's the thing. We're never getting Dishonored again. That's never happening again. That was going to be the closest thing we would have gotten to Dishonored. Outside of, Indiana Jones was kind of close to it. But, like, that would have been the next closest thing. And that is just dead. Just dead. It stinks.
All right, so let's get into the specific article because we've been dancing around it for a bit. Microsoft's gaming division has confirmed it will be making a fresh round of layoffs, with the company starting to inform employees across its business of the cuts on Wednesday. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the beginning. This is starting on Wednesday. This ain't it. This is the tip. According to Seattle Times, Microsoft said that as much as 4%, or roughly 9,100, it's more than 9,000 of the company's total employees across all departments, including gaming, could be affected by Wednesday's layoffs. Okay, so here's a quote. We continue to implement organizational and workforce changes that are necessary to position the company and teams for success in a dynamic marketplace. I love these quotes. I fucking love them. I love them. Like, so many words. Nothing is being said. In a message sent to all staff, Microsoft's head of gaming, Phil Spencer, stated that the cuts were designed to, and I quote, end or decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. Bro, agility and effectiveness. Ubisoft uses the same words. Fucking EA, all of these guys, they love agility. They love it.
I wonder how much agility they'd get back if for, I don't know, call it a year. Fuck it, we'll call it 2 years. If they just for 2 years said, hey, no bonuses for CEOs. No bonuses.
Ooh.
I wonder how much agility that would open up at Microsoft. Probably a lot, right? I would assume. I don't know.
That would be a problem. That would be a problem. According to Bloomberg, the King division, which makes Candy Crush, is cutting 10% of its staff, about 200 jobs. Other European offices, such as ZeniMax, have reportedly begun informing employees that job cuts are underway, with US units expected to be notified later today. According to VGC sources, Rare has also been affected, and its long in development original IP, Everwild, is cancelled. We have here a tweet from Jason Schreier saying many of Xbox's subsidiaries are getting hit by layoffs this morning, including Call of Duty studios such as Raven, big cuts at Forza Motorsport developer Turn 10, nearly 50% of the staff, according to Jason Schreier's source. Another tweet from Jason Schreier says, Wait, this is not a tweet. This is from Blue Sky? Oh my God. All right, so a post by Jason. Matt, what do you call a tweet on Blue Sky? What do they call it? Is it a post?
I just call posts. I don't like
All right.
Yeah.
All right, another post by Jason Schreier on Blue Sky said the new MMORPG project from ZeniMax Online Studios, maker of Elder Scrolls Online, has been cancelled as part of the Xbox layoffs. Sources tell Bloomberg News the project, codenamed Blackbird, had been in development since 2018. Still more news to come this morning. Gentlemen, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But going back, Raichi says they saw Expedition 33. Maybe. What is this video? PlayStation? What?
Yeah, watch it.
POV of being an Xbox fan, okay? That was a 49ers kick, right?
No, that's Florida State versus Miami.
Was that
Huge
right?
rivalry.
Oh no.
And just year after year, they'd get to only being down a point or two and constantly just there it is again. See, this is a totally different game. Same situation.
Ooh.
God damn. And then on to the next generation, the end of the Xbox One generation. Let's see what happens. Going up for the kick and another missile hacker.
No.
There goes another generation. PS4 wins that one as well. How about the next one? Not 4 times in a row. 2025, end of the Xbox, and end of the Xbox One generation going, or actually end of the Series X generation is what it seems like, right?
God,
is what they're talking about.
Oh,
There it is again.
No
they just cannot get one, and then it says, "When will the suffering end?"
Whoa. Yeah, I guess it won't. I guess it won't end. It just.
I just
God
don't
damn.
know. I just don't know.
It's the fun part.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Ron Slasher, you know what? I'm with Ron, bro. Ron says I'm still playing Southern Midnight, Expedition 33, Avowed. I won't miss 2 canceled games. Plenty of food still available in the Game Pass buffet. I'm with him, bro. Like for me, I want to play great games, but I don't want to be subjected to more Redfall. So if people are detecting Redfall successes, then gut that shit, bro. Concord taught us that it does more harm to release and to continue on like a terrible trajectory than it does to like, you know. Anyways, going back to the layoffs, as I was saying, I'm not trying to be heartless yet, but I agree with Matt and with most of the chat, which is we've all been laid off. We've all, lost jobs and stuff like that. I don't really care that much because I don't know, dude. It feels like it's one of those things where it's not great, right? Like I'm not sitting here waving pom poms and being happy about this. I'm not doing that. But again, that's par for the course. If I sign a contract with Ubisoft tomorrow, this is not a place for mental or financial stability. The people that make it 20 years, 10 years, 5 years even in a gaming company, especially one the size of like Xbox or PlayStation, whatever, anyone that can last in those places, you're the exception to the rule. You're not the rule. Most people do not stay at these places. Well, unless you work for Nintendo and you're good at your job, sure. But everywhere else, no. So yeah, I'm not really stressed about this. They're laying people off. It sucks. Probably won't continue to like. This won't be great for their future games moving forward because talent you have to maintain talent to continue
Enough
to produce.
booty rubbing, Loke. Enough booty rubbing. I mean,
Well,
geez, Louise, you're doing a lot of booty rubbing right now. I know you like doing. I'm just, but like, bro, this sucks.
It
This
does.
sucks.
It really does.
It sucks, and I'm not gonna like pretend like I'm not. I'm slightly bothered about this. Like, I don't like it. I really don't.
Slightly, yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm a gamer, and I'll go where the games go, right? But as for somebody that is, proud to be a fan of Xbox, this is not what I was looking for, and it just goes to what we were talking about earlier, where it's just like you got some good stuff to announce, and then you always kind of you end the book like each time like the chapter is over, it's over in a bad way. It has me nervous to start the next chapter. Like it just feels like that every time. A great showcase, like just even a few years ago is like great, showcase and whatnot, and then Starfield's delayed and stuff like that. And then you go, a year later, great showcase, and then Redfall's a disaster. And then, like, it's just, great game, Tango. You guys are out. It just doesn't stop. And I get it. You're not wrong, Loke. Corpo's gonna corpo, but it just feels like one of those situations where it's like you guys, had a good playoff run, but then you get rid of a key component that got you to the playoffs.
The Pacers.
That's kind of what it feels like.
The fucking Pacers.
This is I mean, obviously the reality is way worse than what I'm saying, but this did kind of feel like, oh man, everything's going good, and then Halliburton.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, well, all that excitement is now gone.
So suddenly we want to pay to keep Turner, so Turner can go.
The game is still going, and nobody cares.
Yeah.
No, because everybody knows that a really big problem just happened. And as much as, I'm happy with everybody else on this team, the thing that kind of got us, as excited as we were last year is now just it's in the trash. That was one of the main pillar pieces of, 2026. We're looking forward to it. You got Fable and Perfect Dark. Like that was one of the big pieces of next year. Obviously, Gears E-Day as well, but Perfect Dark was a big piece of people's predictions for next year, and now that's gone. And with that being gone, after you showing a pre-rendered video, it's like, hell, what else did you show that's not going to come out? Like, is Contraband just Everwild now?
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. They flashed that Defender, right, to get me excited because I love Land Rovers, and that was it. It's gone. Nothing else. Yeah.
Oh, bro,
that's the only reason I even remember Contraband. It's because they showed a Land Rover Defender. That's it.
And keep this in mind, Loke. Not only did you get rid of, one of the star players, but then you expect me to see value in next year's season ticket, which is Game Pass.
Yeah,
that is the season ticket. So I'm looking at this as like, I know you're going to have some good games and you're going to be a good team, right? Like just like the Pacers, they're still going to be a good team without Halliburton, right?
Actually, they won't. Now that they traded Turner, no, dude. If they had kept everyone,
no. Okay. Let's just keep it like it is right now with the roster that was before they got rid of Turner. Just for the sake of this conversation,
they would have made the playoffs.
They would still be a good team. They just wouldn't be like the favorite at that point. Then, right?
Yeah. So
I still think Xbox will still be good. I still think they have a lot to give out. It's not like they shut down the studio and said, oh, by the way, the next console, screw it. They didn't come out and say that. They just said, here's a really tentpole game that's just flat out not coming, and you can just kind of forget about it. Essentially, like losing a star player that didn't even get a chance to really show. I mean, this reminds me of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander leaving the Clippers. That's what this reminds me of right now. It's like, God damn you! And now we got Paul George. No, like you know what I'm saying? It's like one of those kind of for me. So it's just like,
shit. Just like Xbox, that is some proper Clipper shit, and this
Xbox is looking real Clipperish right now. They're looking real Clipperish.
Yes. But I will say this, Ham. I have a hot take. Ham, Matt.
Gears is supposed to be Kawhi Leonard. That's great.
since we're on this, right? Since we're on this about rosters, guys. Since we're on this about rosters is like the talent in the studios. All right, go down this rabbit hole with me, fellas. Right, big brain idea right now. Right, I'm reaching like Michael Jordan in Space Jam. What if these layoffs is just players that couldn't cut it, players that could not make a Death Stranding, players that could not make a Expedition 33, players that could not make a Dark Souls, a Stellar Blade. These are the people being cut. Thoughts?
Well, okay, so to that, I would say the initiative had some of the best talent in the business. And now the studio's dead. So it's like, I don't know that holds up.
What proof do we have that the initiatives had some of the best talent?
I mean, they got the head of the studio was the guy that brought Tomb Raider back to relevancy.
Yeah, head of the studio is nice. Head of the studio is nice.
Okay. Well, then let's go to let's go to them.
You can give Kojima mid-ass developers.
Okay, well let's
Texas,
go to them
and it's not gonna
also
work.
getting people from Naughty Dog, people from Sony Santa Monica, because they were out in that area, by the way. Like a lot of their employees were very, I mean, by all accounts, their track record spoke for themselves. It's very good, very talented individuals. So like
by their own account, that's what they said too. So
yeah, like people from Santa Monica, people from Naughty Dog. These aren't people these aren't just like, hey, we got some random guy who said he's good with this engine. Like it's not like that.
Like from Texas. I'm really good with computers, guys. Trust me.
Yeah, they got really talented people, and I'm talking specifically about the initiative because I'm sure there are some cases where it's like, yeah, maybe what you're saying is true, but specifically the thing I care about most, which is the initiative, that is obviously not the case.
I love it, Richie. I love it. Why did Microsoft close down their studio? Lack of initiative. Again, I'm not laughing at people using their jokes. I'm just saying that pun is pretty funny. All right, so Matt, you reject my premise. So Ham, you also agree with him?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, I got distracted because I seen this stupid post that has it has like a progression meter, and it's like a what do you call those things where you need so many signatures or something like that?
Petition?
Yeah. I see a petition here. And the petition is stop killing games. And then it's like, are you out of your fucking mind? Who makes a petition about that? So the petition is to stop killing games. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let me just make a petition while we're at it to stop stealing. Let's do that.
Oh my God.
Let's throw that petition out there while we're at it. Hey, how about stop drinking soda? Let's throw that petition out there. I mean, I see this petition and I'm just like, and over 800,000 people signed. And I'm just like, get fucking real.
What?
Yeah.
Get real.
It's been a talk.
Do you think
online.
Okay. So when Sony, Nintendo, or Xbox has a game that was in the works that, you know what? Let's not kill Marathon. Let's just bring back Concord while we're at it.
That's not what the petition is. That's not what
then what's the whole stop killing games thing about? Can you please, because it's kind of irritating to me seeing this right now. I need you to break down what this means, because just the title stinks.
Okay. The petition is it just, if you open the page and you read it, well, actually, I mean, this is a podcast. We can't just fucking pull it up. This is just to stop companies from making games, releasing the games, charging people, and then taking the games away.
Ooh, okay, that's fair. So more like, so not stopping something from that wasn't even out yet, stopping something that was out from dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay,
give you
that's
the-
fair. I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
let me-
like if they're telling people to stop canceling games, then they're
No,
out of
no,
their
no.
mind.
No. Let me
Okay.
read you the highlights here from the main page.
Yeah, so this is like the crew, right? The crew.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect
Exactly.
example.
Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. An increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publisher ends. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence and is not only detrimental to customers but makes preservation effectively impossible. Furthermore, the legality of this practice is largely untested in many countries. Over the past years, over the past year, we have successfully escalated complaints on this problem to consumer agencies in France, Germany, and Australia, and have brought forth petitions for new law on this problem to various countries. A list of actions taken to date can be viewed here. As of 2025, most consumer action on this matter has concluded, and we are awaiting decisions on it from several governments. However, there are a few remaining avenues left where people can participate if they're eligible. So this is the one that you're looking at, 889,000 people. So
They
that's
should
what
put that. They should really. I don't like that headline though. I
You don't
don't
like
like
the
that
headline?
headline.
That's
That
really
headline?
just to grab your attention.
But that's the point. Yeah, exactly, Mike.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure, but
they should
I mean,
call it
I've had
preserving.
things that grabbed my attention in a positive way, or in a way that made me want to support. That grabbed my attention in a way that if you didn't break that down for me, I would have been like, "This is really dumb."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a
it
pretty big
should be
thing,
for
though.
preservation.
I remember because even I wasn't like paying too much attention to the whole gaming thing, but it was all over, dude. And people were losing their fucking minds.
Yeah.
What was the name? Pirate Software became the new villain of video games because he is a developer, and they found out that he might have a conflict with Blizzard, and that's why he personally does not want this petition to move forward. There's a whole like anime lore to this thing, Ham. It is hairy, brother. It is a hairy situation. But yeah, that's what it means. Essentially, imagine someone selling you a phone, you're using your phone, and then as soon as they don't think it's profitable anymore, your phone is now like a brick. Imagine that shit.
I'm gonna
It's
show you
all-
something that I'm gonna show you something that you can imagine.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you something that you can imagine right away.
We're talking about feet right now, or
What do you think
where we're
about
going with this? Oh my goodness. What? Job application. Get the fuck out. Ah, no, dude, the video started off so well. It started off so well.
it ended so well too?
It did not end well. It did not end well. All right. Let's move on to another
Will
angle.
got excited as hell.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, is TSWS finally moving in the direction that I ultimately wanted to end up at? And then this guy's showing me fucking job employment shit. All right. Banjo-Kazooie Sea of Thieves director leaves Rare after 35 years following Everwild cancellation. Smash the like button if you know who Greg Mayles is. Anyway, Greg Mayles, Rare's most experienced and influential game designer, will leave the company after more than 35 years, sources have told VGC. According to multiple people at the studio who spoke to VGC anonymously, Mails will leave Rare following news of Everwell's cancellation on Wednesday. The designer had been directing the project since its team was restructured in 2021. See, this is one of those reasons why, like, this is one of the angles why I kind of hate how the video game industry works, because I feel like we need explanation. We need more transparency. Like, I want to know why Everwild failed. Do you know what I mean? Like, specifics, bro. I want to know what happened, because clearly this Greg Mails thing, dude, he knows what the hell he's doing, and he was directing the project. Why did this thing not work? I want specifics. This news about, a super experienced person is leaving company X doesn't really mean much if we don't know why or what's behind the failure of the specific project that they were behind. Because now I don't know if I should blame him. Should I call him incompetent? Should I say it's Microsoft that didn't give him the money, but Microsoft's the richest company on the planet? So what the hell? What's going on? Why exactly does all the mismanagement stories always come from Team Green? Whereas on PlayStation, sure, Concord, Marathon, what else? I'm sure there was a third one. The point is, on PlayStation, you kind of struggle to come up with a list. On Xbox, it's every quarter that's coming up with a big failure. Why?
Mismanagement.
What is that? What is the mismanagement?
I mean, we'll take okay, so I feel kind of like a whatever. Like,
say it, dude.
Take a look at I like we all talk about like the people in positions of power at the specifically Microsoft, where like you got Phil Spencer, you got Matt Booty, you got Sarah Bond. Obviously, above all of them, you got Satya Nadella. Matt Booty's job is to manage Xbox Studios. That is his legit job. Why are so many Xbox Studios? Why is it like every year we do this? I mean, I guess this year was pretty bad compared to like last year. We had some layoffs, obviously, but like this year, entire studios are closing. Why is that happening? Is it like, what's the common thread? You have this guy who's quote unquote managing studios, who just, like, for whatever reason seems like he can't do it, but is never the person who like gets any blame ever.
Matt, hold up real quick. Big Mad Mo, I see you naming a bunch of PlayStation studios that shut down, and trust, we're more than happy to give them the smoke about it. But today is not about that. Today is particularly about Xbox and what they've been doing. We've talked up and down about PlayStation, laying off Deviation, London, Japan, what was it, Firewalk as well. And we talked about their layoffs earlier this year or late last year or whatnot, and it's just like,
it was earlier this year.
We get that, but right now the focus is strictly the problem that happened today. You're he said he's just answering what you said, Loke. I just put my headphones back on because I had to use the restroom, so maybe I missed what you just said, but continue, man. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was just making sure that we love you, Big Mad Mo. I just wanted to point that out.
It's all
I just like, if there's a common thread, that's all I'm saying. And I'm not going to say, because I don't know how it all works. I'm behind the scenes. Maybe it's not all Matt Booty's fault. Maybe it is this guy at Rare who he fucked up or something. Maybe it is the head of the initiative. He fucked up or something. Like, it's not absolving any one person of blame and putting it all on somebody, but like, be real, there is a common thread. Like, all of these studios are supposed to be being managed by this one person who oversees everything, and for some reason some of these studios are being managed very poorly. Why is that? I don't think it's all on one person, but like I said, common thread. That's all I'm saying.
And to your point, Matt, why are we given false hope as customers? Like,
Yes.
like to me, that's where it is a big problem, right? Where it's just like, you're supposed to be the head of Xbox's studios, but sometimes when they go to show off something, it ain't quite right. When you know they go to show off a game and then it doesn't come out, but somehow we already knew there was trouble in the initiative. We knew that there was a trouble in the initiative before they came to show us Perfect Dark.
Yeah.
So our thought process when they showed Perfect Dark was, oh, things must be better. Things must be in a better shape than what it was previously if they're, going out of their way to show us something that we knew was in trouble. And then just to cancel it a year later. I mean, it just doesn't really give very much, how should I say it? It doesn't really give too much promise, I guess, as to him leading the charge on something like that. Tango was great from everyone until we heard that they weren't great anymore. Arcane, Matt just got done saying they took the blame for it, and then you fired a bunch of people. So it's like you didn't really take the blame for it.
Yep.
So it's just like, who is responsible? And if the person that is responsible is Matt Booty, and he's, and these things are just happening over and over, it's just kind of weird, because it seems like a lot of this is like turmoil ridden and stuff like that. And it just doesn't seem like if he's responsible for that section, it feels like he is like checking is like whatever pulse that he's checking. It's like he's trying to feel like the heartbeat on somebody's knee or something like that. It's like he's checking the wrong place to see if everything is all right before he tells everybody this is fine. Hey, you guys, this is all good over here. I can still feel a heartbeat, and it's like,
what?
Do you really feel the heartbeat there? Because I don't think anybody else feels a heartbeat there. And he's like, trust us, everything's fine. And then a game's canceled. And it's like, no, everything wasn't fine.
That is low-key messy, That is very messy.
I mean, this situation is very messy. This situation, it is really messy. It's none of our fault. We've been led to think that it's all hunky-dory over there, right?
Yeah.
60 FPS Redfall. Look at the awards for Tango Games. Look at look how pretty Perfect Dark looks. We wouldn't have thought anything if you didn't show it to us, but you did.
You done fucked up. Reezy, thank you so much for the $2.
But before we continue, because I know you got to read off Reezy's $2 super chat that's on the screen. I want you to answer something Big Man Mo had a question about, because he was saying that you said that you can't name anything from PlayStation. It seems like you have
that's factually incorrect. Matt was here. It's factually incorrect. Anyone wants to rewind the video? That is.
He said it's harder. Like, it's harder to do this for PlayStation.
Harder to do what?
Name the failures. They don't roll off the tongue.
Oh yeah, they
It's
do.
come
This
for-
generation, they sure do. I can disagree with you there, Lo. They roll right the fuck off the tongue for this generation. If you're talking about historically, like for generation after generation, then I could see your point. But if you're talking about this generation, I mean, it's pretty easy to name quite a bit of
What's
boneheaded
quite a bit,
decisions.
man? What's quite a bit?
Well, okay, so obviously Concord's an easy one to name right off the top of the head. Marathon, that's an
Yes.
easy one to name off the top of the head. The purchase of Bungie in general is easy to name right off the top of the head. Last of Us factions, that's easy one to name as well. The 12 live service games, PlayStation VR 2. I mean, do you want me to continue?
What is that? 5? 6?
5 or 6
I'm
just
saying-
right off the top of my head.
I'm saying if we start with Xbox, we could get to 15.
This generation?
It's not pretty, bro.
I'm saying this generation because it's been pretty tit for tat.
And I disagree with that. I think if we sit down and we start tallying it up, Xbox will have at least double the L's than PlayStation. At least.
Not this generation.
I'm saying this generation.
I'm saying not this generation because I mean, can you name? I just named 6 off the top of my head in about 30 seconds. Can you do the same for Xbox real quick?
I don't know. I don't really.
Come on, man. If it's that simple, then you could do it.
Fine. So there's the Xbox console, right? There's the Series X sales, terrible. There's the launch of Halo, terrible.
Launch Halo was good. It was the continuation of Halo that wasn't.
It was terrible. It's still terrible. Still terrible.
Okay, that's 3.
There's Redfall.
4.
There's is it High on Life?
Not
High on
Life was
Life.
fine.
Not High on Life. The anime game. What was it called? The one that we all liked.
Oh, you're talking about Tango.
And Tango.
Oh, Hi-Fi Rush? Okay.
Hi-Fi Rush. Yes. There's Hi-Fi Rush.
Okay, that's 5.
Then Deathloop. Then
Deathloop.
Well, Deathloop wasn't one.
Dude, it's still an L.
That doesn't count.
Hold on. Why is Deathloop an L?
I'm explaining. It's an L that you set there, your studio, and you let that thing launch on PlayStation.
But they didn't buy them yet.
Yeah, they did. That contract was already.
They had bought them. And then Deathloop came out like 6-8 months later.
Yes, because the contract was already it was done.
Same thing with Ghostwire Tokyo.
But okay, so here's the thing with that.
I mean, okay, but I don't know. I don't agree with that.
I disagree with that.
We're still at 5 in my eyes. Give me a 6th. That's not good enough.
Okay, Black Myth Wukong.
That's more fair.
In fact, not even Black Myth Wukong. The plethora of games that decided to do a Black Myth Wukong.
Okay.
So that and
what?
Because right now we're at 6. We're at exactly the exact same number that I listed off.
Yes. I don't keep track of these things, Ham.
Okay, well then what are we doing? You just said I could easily double the number, and then you just barely made it 6.
What I'm saying, Ham, is that if we sit here and then we actually start doing the research and start pulling up every single negative from both of these companies, PlayStation has way less. That's what I'm saying, compared to Xbox. And then
the Black Myth Wukong, by the way,
I'm
people are
willing-
thinking that's a year exclusive because it's coming out a year to the exact day that PlayStation released theirs. So that could also, that could technically not even be a fault of Xbox.
Okay, and we don't have any evidence for this.
We don't. So seeing that we don't have evidence, it kind of sits in the middle, doesn't it?
So it's not true because we don't have evidence. What I'm
Well, it's
saying
not a
is,
W or an L. It's just kind of just sits there.
no, it doesn't sit there, Ham, because we do have evidence that it launched on PlayStation.
Yeah, we
It
do.
did not launch on Xbox.
Yeah, but we don't have evidence as for the reason.
So are we doing the
I'm
same?
not even sitting here arguing the reason, Ham. I'm not even arguing the reason. I'm just saying it's not. It's an L. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying that.
But I don't
Oh,
feel like that equates to the same thing that we're talking about.
what are we talking about, Ham? Because what I was talking about is that there seems to be a like we're talking about when you
Like
left
a studio closing down
Matt-
isn't the same thing as somebody not being sure why something didn't come on to their platform.
what we were talking about with Matt that made me go on the tangent that got Big Matt more in his feelings is that there seems to be a serious and consistent mismanagement situation at the Xbox end where they can't put it they can't, like, if we go back to the basketball analogies, they can't put up a 10 game winning streak. They can't do it. They always go 3 games and lose 4. Then they'll go 5 games and lose another 4. And then that's why when you came back, Matt was talking about Matt Booty and Matt Booty and Matt Booty and Matt Booty. And I was about to interject, Matt, before Ham asked to name all the Xbox L's. Matt, I am 1000% with you on this one. When things go well, everyone is quick to point to these leaders of these companies. When things go well at Kojima Productions, no one is talking about the lead artists at Kojima Productions. No one's talking about the lighting, the lighting technician. No one's talking about the voice actor, director. Everyone is just ready to clap their hands at Hideo Kojima when things go well. When it goes shit, it should also be Hideo Kojima. And I think that should work for every organization. So when things go well, you see a lot of Xbox influencers talking about, oh, Sarah Bond this, oh, Phil Spencer that, oh, Matt Booty that, oh, Aaron Greenberg's awesome. When it goes to shit, you don't see these same people saying what you were saying, Matt. Like, yo, what's up with these leadership guys? What's up with these guys?
Yeah.
I think that's a very important shift we need to start making. It's not the devs, because if it is the devs, whenever there's success, we need to stop glazing the leadership, because clearly the leadership doesn't make the games, right? And when things go bad, it's devs this and devs that. We need to also be shitting on the leadership when it goes bad. So as far as the mismanagement thing is concerned, starting today, Matt, thank you. Starting today, I'm putting on Matt Booty until he leaves. Until he leaves, it's on him. I didn't know he was the one in charge of managing Xbox Studios. I thought that was Phil Spencer, but
No.
clearly.
Phil Spencer's been promoted. He's like the head of Microsoft gaming in general, like fucking everything.
Okay.
Matt Booty's been the head of I forget his official title, but he manages every Xbox studio. He manages them. That is his thing.
So what does Phil do?
Phil, I don't. That's a good question. His title is
He's
literally head of
essentially like the
Microsoft
manager of
The
Matt
manager?
and Sarah and
Yeah.
all of those people.
So he's
I
also
assume, and he's like the next. He's like the voice below, like Amy and like Satya and all of those. He's like the
Amy.
gaming
Who's
voice.
Amy? Who's Amy?
Amy Hood.
Who's Amy Hood?
She's a very, 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 very high up person at Microsoft.
Yeah, she's above Phil.
Yeah.
Right.
She's the one that says, "Oh, that's a good idea, but you can't do that."
Yeah, but I prefer looking at what's his name, Matt Booty, because he is like the top manager that's like the most like the closest to the development section of it. Is that correct, Matt?
Yes. The thing that's in his job description, the thing that he's specifically tasked with doing, is the thing that always seems to get fucked up. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so people shouldn't. I saw a lot of people saying that Phil should lose his job. Matt. Someone needs to talk about Matt. We need to start talking about Matt Booty. Welcome in,
Well,
Dairies. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, there's also that thing from the story. I think Jason Schreier mentioned it in his article. I'm not entirely sure, but I saw it posted online. It was like Phil Spencer, like once the next gen consoles come out, like it was reported Phil Spencer's done, like he's retiring. Like it's once the next gen console's out. So even if you're somebody who's like, hey, we need to get rid of Phil, then you won't have to even wait long for that.
Yeah, Tom Warren just had a post not that long ago saying Phil's a ways away from retiring. Seeing that there was a bunch of rumors out, Microsoft came out and said it.
Really? Yeah. So he ain't going nowhere?
He's
according
not?
to let me put the post up here real quick.
Oh, okay, because I read from, can't remember who it was, but someone reported that he was retiring once the next gen console.
Is Jez the one who said that Phil's not retiring?
No.
Okay.
No, Jez isn't the one that said that.
All right. While you put that up, Reezy says petition Loke only to be on screen in yoga pants. Reezy, you know how much it costs, all right? You know how much it costs. Just do your thing, and I'll be up here in my tighty whities, all right? Anyway,
so it says right here, Phil Spencer isn't retiring as the chief of Xbox anytime soon. Microsoft says that Phil Spencer, Microsoft's gaming CEO and the head of Xbox, isn't retiring anytime soon. The company has responded to rumors of Spencer's retirement, which have spread online today following Microsoft's major layoffs. Phil is not retiring anytime soon, says Carrie Perez, head of Xbox Communications, in a statement to The Verge. The denial comes from Call of Duty leaker Ghost of Hope claimed Phil Spencer will be retiring from his role as CEO of Microsoft Gaming after the launch of the next generation Xbox. That's what Matt was thinking he heard. And that Xbox President Sarah Bond would take over as CEO of Microsoft Gaming. While Microsoft's comment doesn't address the rumor fully, it makes it clear Spencer isn't retiring immediately. Separately, Microsoft Communication Chief Frank Shaw took X to claim that at least part of the rumor was made up. Spencer originally assumed, it's just talking about this. So, but it says down here, while Spencer isn't retiring anytime soon, Microsoft is continuing its big cuts today that have affected Xbox Studios and employees. Perfect Dark and Everwild have been canceled, while Forza Motorsports developer turned 10 studios will be letting go of more than 70 staffers. ZeniMax Online Studios also reportedly canceled a new MMO RPG codenamed Blackbird that has been in the works since 2018. So there you go.
So Phil's not going anywhere, Matt.
Okay. Well, I mean, then yeah, what I read was wrong.
Yeah, that leaker was wrong.
There you go.
That leaker was definitely. My God, Fuzzy says Lakers just signed DeAndre Ayton. What?
Hey, Lakers fucking stink.
Oh my God.
That's tough.
Didn't
funny.
The Blazers just buy this motherfucker out?
That's so funny. Did they really do that?
Hold on.
Oh man, did the Lakers really do that? That's gotta be. Look this up.
Man, that's too bad. Good for DeAndre.
Lakers.
Oh my God.
I'm not seeing. Let me tell you, Lakers DeAndre Ayton.
24 million for next season. Oh my.
They're giving him 34 million.
All right.
Oh shit!
Bro.
You guys think? Oh man!
You guys got fleece something fierce.
Bro,
yo, good for DeAndre. Good for him. He's living large in LA. He's posted up in LA with $38 million. God bless him.
34.
34, excuse me.
Guys,
Excuse me. You can't. That 4 million is very, very huge.
the fucking the Trailblazers bought him out. The Trailblazers were like, yo, we can't deal with this. What are we doing? Okay, let's get back to the basketball because this is really pissing me off. Now all I need to hear now is that we got Damian Lillard. That's all I need
You
to
need
hear.
him. You need
And
him.
then I'm done. I'm canceling my NBA League Pass. I'm done. As soon as they announce that shit, I'm done. Fuck
You
it.
guys are gonna get Ben Simmons instead.
I'll
Get
wait.
Ben,
I'll
dude,
wait.
get Ben Simmons and Dame Lillard. You guys got all the
Oh,
Infinity Stones.
all right. Let's get back
Yes.
to this because you guys having too much fun shitting on my Lakers. Uh, all
That's
right.
so funny.
All right. So Halo Studios.
Halo.
Am I
Halo
saying it
3.
wrong? Am I saying it wrong? Is that not how you say? Do you not say Halo?
Halo. It's a Halo.
All right. Oh, okay. Fuzzy says the Lakers are giving him 8. Okay. Yeah, because of the buyout. Okay, so they're paying 30, we're paying 8. Still,
That's
Fuzzy.
not
I don't
bad.
know if
There
you've
you
heard
go.
these stories, but the reason why they had to buy him out is because he was a disruptive presence in the locker room.
I remember reading an article about DeAndre Ayton. I think it was it was either before he got traded from the Suns or right when he got to the Blazers. But there's an article that was like, he said something in an interview like, the reason I've been struggling so much is because I haven't been sleeping on a mattress. Like, I haven't been getting any good sleep. I'm like, dude, buy a mattress. You're a fucking millionaire. It's like,
Matt,
why
Matt,
would you not?
this motherfucker was once late for an NBA game because there was snow in his driveway.
Yeah, man, you gotta be
No
careful.
joke. No, dude, what do you mean be careful?
You
You're
gotta
an
be
NBA
careful. You don't
player.
want to slip.
The fans are at the stadium 2 hours before the motherfucking game. What are you doing
Yeah,
trying to get to the game 30 minutes before it starts?
yeah, but they don't have really big driveways like he does. He's got a big drive.
This is pissing me off. This is pissing me off. Ham,
You
what's
got a
on the
huge
screen?
driveway. That's a lot of shoveling.
Tell us what's on the screen.
What you
Tell
were
us
just
what's on-
talking about.
Halo Studio
Lucas
teases
is fucking disheveled right now. He has no idea.
Bro,
He's
I
taking
was
him back.
I was just fine. I was just fine until Fuzzy. Fuzzy, you know what? You're banned. Fuzzy, you are banned from giving Lakers updates during the fucking pod. Do it at the
Give
end.
us more.
Do it at the
Whenever
pod.
they sign Dame, drop it in the chat.
Oh my god. I'll just leave the pod. If Dame gets signed by the Lakers during the pod, I'll just cancel and I'll just be gone. I'll just be fucking gone. And I won't come back for like another 2 weeks because I know you and Ham are just gonna be shitting on my Lakers every
Well,
time you get on.
I'm just gonna wait until you come back to do it. If you can
You're just gonna
be
save
gone a
it.
couple months. You can be gone a couple months if you want. I'll just wait.
Oh my god. Okay, let's get back to this. Let's get back to Xbox. Halo Studio teases fans won't want to miss upcoming game event. The Halo developer dates its next big game news following last year's Unreal Engine reveal. Last year's HWC, the developer formerly known as 343 Industries, announced its rebranding and that it's working on multiple Halo games developed within UE5. A teaser video was shown to attendees of various Halo-themed locations running within Unreal, with the studio stressing that the footage wasn't a game, but a glimpse of what it might be able to achieve with UE5. Now, in a new blog post, Halo Studios has suggested that it will show more of what it's been working on at the next HWC, which takes place in Seattle on October 24th, ahead of the franchise's 25th anniversary next year. And I quote, Over the past few weeks, there's been a fair amount of speculation about when and where more details might emerge about any of the multiple projects Halo Studios is actively working on. It said, "We don't usually comment on such matters, but this time we want to enter the chat and share a little more perspective for Halo fans who might be on the fence about whether to attend this year's event. Last year at Halo WC, oh, that's what HWC means. Okay. We premiered a new Dawn.
Yeah, World Championship. Yeah.
Yeah, where we talked about the switch to Unreal Engine, gave you a behind the scenes look at Project Foundry, and debuted our evolution to Halo Studios as we enter a new chapter for Halo. For us, a new dawn was just the beginning. At this year's Halo WC, we look forward to continuing the conversation. Speculation is always fun, but if you want the official scoop on what Halo Studios has been working on, you won't want to miss this year's Halo World Championship. We really hope you'll join us in Seattle this October. Have you posted something about your wife beating it again? Tell us about
And look, just before you go, Loke, we're welcoming back Halo, from essentially rising back from the ashes, right? That was Halo Infinite that kind of put it in the dirt a little bit because they had a 10-year plan and didn't follow through with it at all. There you go with the whole thing that we were talking about earlier with them being somebody that you can rely on, reliable, great. But
is that a callback?
But Jax was also welcoming back something, and he's welcoming you back from witness protection.
Oh.
And I mean, I'm not surprised seeing that the Diddy trial just kind of, it's towards the end of the Diddy trial, so Loke is back in action. Out of witness protection, water-based lubricant filled to the brim. He's ready to fucking rock.
This you know what great. It is. You know what it is.
I wish I didn't. But anyways, as for Halo,
you're wrong for that, Jack City.
As for Halo, my wife is extremely excited. She wants to go to the World Championship out in Seattle, which I want to go out there too. Ooh, I don't know if we'll be able to make that happen because of our move that's just recently happened and stuff like that, but we definitely want to try to get out there. So we'll see what we can do, but we know it's like the end of October when that happens. So maybe we could, if we can find some cheap flights or something like that and a place to stay, maybe we can hit up Bill Spencer and see if he has an extra room or something.
There you go.
We'll kick it in Seattle for a little bit, but yeah, I mean, we're really excited to see what they're gonna do with it. I'm kind of with Mint Blitz on this right here because we actually talked about it a little bit when I interviewed him a few weeks back. But yeah, his predictions are very similar to mine, which he thinks it's going to be a remake of Combat Evolved. Something that he brought to my attention that I wasn't even thinking about, that I actually agreed with him with, was a standalone multiplayer project. I think that'd be super duper smart to have. That way you can kind of, continuously update Halo without it needing its story directly tied to it, even though that's kind of like the way that I like traditional games is kind of, you come out with the game and have an MP with it. But Halo, if they expand it the way they should, Halo really should have a ton of different games. So I'd be fine with them having a multiplayer if then they had, a turn-based and RPG and all these other things. So I think that would be phenomenal, right? And then they can continue to rebrand or remake however they want to do with the old stories, but then they can kind of branch off into maybe ODST type of stuff or continuation of Halo 7. Or maybe they want to go the Cozy Beluga route and make a fucking farming simulator on Reach. I don't fucking know. But the idea of separating some of these things, to me, for an IP like Halo, makes sense. As long as you actually do it and not just try to cram everything into one game. To me, something like cramming all of that stuff into one game makes sense for like a Gears game. If you're trying to only keep Gears in the Gears, but they did make Tactics and stuff like that. And Gears is another IP where you could expand like that. But like as for like Space Marine, where they put everything into that game, that made sense because that was a particular part of Warhammer, right? And they kind of need all of that stuff kind of jam packed in together to kind of make that a tight experience. Now they could still do that with Halo in the future, but like making sure the MP, just the regular type of Halo, is kind of on its own, doing its own thing, I think is a pretty smart idea, because then maybe in future games, if you did decide to do what Space Marine did, how they crammed all these different modes inside of that game, you could do that with possibly like an ODST kind of game, because that's kind of completely separate from a main kind of Halo MP, right?
Yeah.
And that'd be fun. But anyways, continue.
That was pretty much it, man. That was pretty much it. That's the end of the article. October, it's going down at the HWC. And for me, man, I just 1000% agree with you that I feel like a lot of these IPs, they fail. Uh, they fail by keeping the IP as one thing. So Halo, for me personally, they could have had their own Call of Duty. They could have had their own Call of Duty with Halo, not from the Spartan perspective, but from the regular soldier perspective, being like in awe of what a Spartan can do and having several interactions. And just, can you imagine an everyday soldier, a campaign with an everyday soldier who's like a Sam Bridges, and then once in a while bumps into a Spartan just wreaking havoc, or sometimes even helps a fucking Spartan, etc., etc., as a first-person game, first-person shooter. That's just one. You mentioned turn-based like Tactics. That's another one. This franchise is more, or it could be more than just Master Chief's perspective, in my opinion. And I'm hoping they do that.
Here's a little reverse thing that'd be kind of interesting. And it doesn't have anything to do with Halo. I feel like because what we're kind of talking about is IPs that kind of grow outside of, the shirt that they're used to being, worn. Like, now they need, a few different layers on, right? Like you can't just rock the, like not everything, the whole design ain't just going to fit on just the one shirt. It's got to connect to the pants and shoes and, it's got to correlate. So, another IP that I was thinking of that has the opportunity to really explode into being more than just what it is Helldivers. I'd love to see a single player campaign of that and how the world got to where it is. They could expand the hell out of that kind of game. Yeah. I know this is off topic, but I'm just kind of thinking of it in reverse of what Halo. Where Halo kind of started out with the big story and then turned into a big MP. I think Helldivers can, go from being a big MP and turn into like kind of a single player branch off. It'd be fun to see.
Matt, thoughts of HWC and Halo expanding beyond Master Chief?
Finally. And I fucking love Master Chief. Master Chief's literally like a gaming icon. But like there's so many things that could be done with the world of Halo. I mean, there's multiple books that have no mention of Master Chief. Meanwhile, where's that for games? I don't know why that's not a thing yet. But hopefully that's something that gets corrected over time. As for that list there from Mitt Blintz, I like that. I think kind of everyone agrees it'll be like the thing we'll probably see in October is the remake for CE. But like I also like the idea of a standalone multiplayer, just for the fact that I think 343's had a really tough time. I mean, I guess Halo Studios now has had a really tough time. Like getting both old fans and new fans to agree on things. And they got really close with it with Infinite. Like old fans like the gameplay, new fans like the gameplay. I think they nailed it. It's just they dropped the ball on the content. But one thing that they could do with a standalone multiplayer is cater to both of those fans like very specifically. Like if you're somebody like look at Infinite right now. If you boot up Infinite right now, I was playing it the other night. There's like a game mode that they have in there now called like Halo 3. I forget the name of it, but it's like Halo 3 inspired. It's Halo 3 maps, it's Halo 3 gameplay, but with like in Infinite. So like there's no sprinting, it's classic Halo. And it feels like classic Halo. They could do that with a standalone game. Say, hey, we have this mode here. If you're somebody who doesn't want, somebody who doesn't want sprinting in Halo, then you want the classic experience. Here you go. Here's classic Halo. And if you're somebody who doesn't care about that, you want what feels new and fresh. Here you go. Here's that as well. And you can constantly update it. New maps, new modes, new weapons on both sides of the game to keep both player bases happy. And because you're not also developing, because this team is also not developing, a campaign right beside it, that's a whole nother team doing that, then you're not falling behind on content. You're never struggling for, or at least you should never be struggling for content. So I like that idea. And then finally, Halo 7 story continuation. I don't know. I don't have much hope for that. I hope we get it, but I really don't have a lot of hope for that particularly. I think the remake will be more than just a remake. I think it'll be a reboot to the series, and they'll focus on the rebooted series. But I don't know. Could be wrong. I think if they're going to do a Halo 7, they kind of have to. Because I think Mint Blintz brought it up on your podcast, and like Steve Downes is not a young guy, and if you want the authentic voice of Master Chief, and you want to actually finish his story, you should probably get on that.
AI,
he's
AI,
going
it's not
into
a problem. AI.
Yeah, but nobody's going to want to hear that. Look, I'm sure. Let me be clear. Some people will not care if you use AI to replace his voice.
I think most people will not care.
I think a lot of people will. I think a lot of people.
A lot is fine. A lot is fine. I think most won't
No,
care.
I'm saying most people will. Because think of the fan base you're talking about. Like you're talking about Halo. It's a lot of old fucking geezers like myself.
If the game's good, I don't think anybody will care. If the game stinks, then that will be a reason to care.
I disagree. But yeah, okay. I disagree. I just think given the Halo community, like the age demographic of the Halo community and how, like all the people who are really hyped on AI, it's like a younger generation. A lot of the older generation, like my age and older, have kind of disavowed it. If you were to tell, some dude who's like when you're on Halo 10 or whatever, hey, in Halo 10, R.I.P. Steve Downes, but we replaced his voice with AI. Some dude in his mid 40s, early 50s is going to be like, yo, fuck that. Absolutely not. And that's going to be a lot of the Halo player base. If, at that time. So, like, I don't think it would go over very well with the Halo community.
Okay. And as far as past precedence goes, you just have to look at Mario. You look at Zelda. It's a lot of games that have iconic main characters, but the franchise kind of moved away from them and did other stuff, and then went back. And when they went back, there was so much celebration. I think that's how you give Master Chief his mythos or myth like his aura back because he kind of lost it a bit. That's how you get it back to him. Give us no joke. Give us 10 years of no Master Chief, a bunch of Halo inspired or Halo like universe in universe games, good games obviously, but no Master Chief. And then in the year 2035, just have his AI voice say some shit and then just show his visor. That's it. Matt's gonna have a heart attack. Ham is gonna blow a load in his room. No one will give a shit that it's AI and it's gonna sell millions. I think it'll work. I
I
hope
disagree with that. I think you have to.
I hope that's their vision in October.
I hope it's their vision to bring back Master Chief, but I disagree with that. But continue.
Ron Slasher says, "What if they make Master Chief a woman?" You know what?
You don't have to. You could make a story about a woman, the fucking cat in Halo Reach. You don't need. You don't gotta
Go-
make Master Chief a woman. You don't gotta do that. There's
What
plenty
if
of
they
women.
do? Let's answer the question. We're in the era of
What if they
making
did?
male legends into women. We're in
What if
that
they
era.
did?
What if they flash the visor, right? And then
Yeah.
someone says, "Chief," and
Yeah.
then Chief responds. It says 117 on the suit, right?
Yeah.
Chief responds, and it's a woman.
What if that happened?
Yeah.
Then fuck it. I don't know. I'd be pretty shocked at that. But like to your point, I guess it's like nowadays nothing would really surprise anybody. But like, yeah, that would probably be pretty shocking for for a lot of people. Uh, but yeah, like there's so many fucking characters in Halo. You just make a game about. There's tons of female Spartans. It's like I forget the one in Halo 5. Make a fucking game about her. I don't know. There's so many games you can make in Halo. It's fucking insane that they're not making them. It's crazy that we're just getting around to having multiple projects in the works. That's nuts.
Ham, what if Master Chief's a woman? Does that save Xbox?
Shut
Does
up,
it save
Luke.
Xbox?
I'm just asking the question the chat wants to know.
I
That's
don't think
all.
they want to know. I don't think they want to know this.
Just take all the armor off. Just make it a fucking Gooner game.
Yeah, Slash is saying, Ron Slash is saying, what if she looks like Eve from Stellar Blade? All right, that's a bit much, Ron. That's a bit much. Xbox explicitly said last year, they explicitly said that they want to de-beautify women. They specifically said that they want to remove attractive women from video games because it's misogynistic. So get with the program, Ron Slasher. Get with the program.
That's not what they said. But
You want to
okay.
go?
I don't remember that
Get a
article.
PlayStation, right? You wanna see sexy women? Get a PlayStation.
They said
right?
they didn't want to over sexualize.
Though they said they don't want to
people in the game.
sexualize. They said they don't want to sexualize. Right? Everything needs to look androgynous, right? The men needs to look like women. The women need to look like men. No difference.
I don't think they
Everything's
said
fine.
any
Did
of
they
this
say that?
stuff.
I don't remember them
We're
saying
equal because we're equal, so everything needs to be the same.
Looks
Did
just
Xbox
letting
say
words fly out of his mouth.
we need to make more ugly characters?
Yeah.
The next Master Cheeks armor should have a poop shoot. All right. Black Giant, mahalo. Welcome in, Black Giant. Says you want to see sexy women get a PC for sure. For sure. See, this guy knows what's up. Blind Giant knows what's up. Anyways, ladies and gents, that's the end of us shitting on Xbox. We're done. That's it. It's been a rough few days for Xbox, but that's it. And it's not the end. Xbox is not dead, right? The thumbnail was a joke. The whole thing that I wrote in the description, that was also a joke. If you took it seriously and you thought we're a bunch of fanboys, I'm happy to disappoint. Anyway, Blind Giant says I've been here since Loke was on Matt's. Oh my goodness. Oh, Matt Booty.
No.
The actual Matt Booty. Okay.
That
All
sounded
right.
no.
Yeah, it
That sounded
sounded.
consensual.
Bro, I did not finish that because I was like, hold on, what?
Just stop.
Anyways, Matt, do your outro. Tell people they can find you, etc., etc.
You can find me on YouTube, Matt Likes Games. Videos every week on the channel, podcasts every week. Tonight is the Two Player Podcast with myself and Ham Solo. That's at 8 p.m., so a couple hours over on my channel. Check that out. Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, is the R3R3 podcast with myself, our day is Mike, and it's me, Twan. And yeah, that's where you can find me. Check me out.
All right. Big Mad Mo saying Expedition 33 is still the game of the year for him. All right. Ham, anything you want to plug before we hop on out of her?
I mean, other than Dune being the real game of the year, I'm going to be playing that. I'm going to be playing some Dune probably tomorrow because I'm off. Just kind of kicking it out. Have anything planned for the rest of the week other than bullshitting with y'all. Didn't really have time to plan too much, like behind them six or anything, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll just be planning on seeing you guys Friday.
All right. Good stuff. Everyone, thank you so much for coming through. We appreciate it. Make sure to smash that like button on your way out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the new time slot of...
I like what Big Mad Mo just said.
What did he say? Loke 7, you suck, just like your Lakers and LaFleur Flames. God damn. Well, Mo, I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you and everyone else in the chat tomorrow for Everything Plus Gaming in our new time slot on Thursdays. Y'all have a good one. And please, just like Ham said, keep it gaming or keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Bye-bye.